I was watching a live broadcast. Just as the woman was about to undress, a patrolling security guard spotted me. He was about to catch up when my partner struck and shoved the guard into a septic tank. The next day, I called Eddie. I told him I knew they had killed a girl named Mary while shooting an underground movie. I was only testing him, but right after I hung up, I heard Eddie's voice through the bug. He mentioned what had just happened and told the person to book him a plane ticket immediately. That confirmed for me that Mary died during a shoot that turned real. The bug I had planted also intercepted the phone number. Jack and I headed to Los Angeles. Mrs. Christian called me. She'd found out that her husband had withdrawn over $1 million in cash 20 years earlier. After listening to her, I had a much clearer idea of the case. Back at the hotel, I watched the videotape again. I noticed the tattoo on the male lead's arm. I called Max and asked him who the masked man really was. He said the man went by Machine and that no one had ever seen his face under the mask. The next day, Max took me to a underground base to meet the person in charge. I told him I wanted to commission an extreme film with the masked Machine as the lead and no extra people allowed on set during filming. That night, I followed them to the shooting location and saw the masked Machine, but the female lead never showed up. When I saw the various props laid out, I knew something was wrong. Before I could react, a man had me targeted with a crossbow and ordered me to hand over the gun I was carrying. Machine also pulled a knife and held it to my throat before tying me to a bed. Then the lawyer working for Mrs. Christian stepped out. They threatened me with my family, demanding I hand over the tape, and they caught Max. I had no choice but to give in and go with Stanley to retrieve the videotape. On the way, Stanley Hastings told me the truth. Mr. Christian had severe, twisted fetishes and hired Stanley to find actors for underground films. Mary was so beautiful that they accidentally killed her during the shoot. Afterwards, Mr. Christian withdrew $1 million to cover it all up, but after his death, Mrs. Christian eventually found the tape. When I returned with the videotape, they killed Max and beat me up. After confirming it was the real tape, they destroyed it. Watching the only evidence turn to ashes, I fell into complete despair. I shouted at them, "You already got $1 million. Why did you have to kill other innocent girls?" The moment those words left my mouth, their faces dropped. It turned out that while Mr. Christian had paid $1 million, Stanley had stolen most of it. Stanley immediately pulled a gun, confronted them, and slowly backed toward his car to escape. A shootout broke out. I broke free in the chaos and fled the scene. Once I was out, I contacted Mrs. Christian right away and told her everything I'd learned. A few hours later, I arrived at her house. The butler told me she'd killed herself several hours earlier. She left me a note that read, "Forget all of this." But there was no turning back now. Eddie and Machine would never leave me and my family in peace. I tracked down Eddie Poole, who was preparing to flee, caught up with him, and forced him to tell me who Machine really was. Then he took me to the place where Mary was murdered and described exactly how she'd been killed. I knocked him unconscious with the butt of my gun and burned him alive. I got Machine address from Eddie. I put on leather gloves, attached a silencer to my gun, and snuck into his basement through a window. I'd barely made it upstairs when he spotted me.